Brand has almost 1 million followers on Rumble. Okay, that answers that question.
That's fantastic. He's not a boring guy at all.
Very interesting.
Really interesting.
I mean, he's one of those guys who's like interesting to a point, and then you're like, okay, this guy's kind of full of his own shit, but, you know.
Who isn't at some point?
Fat. How dare you? Sounds like somebody wants a horse head in their bed tonight.
I love horses.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. Triple N says Jeremy is searching for an internet daddy. Yeah, Samuel says Aaron is one of Kumia's cooks. Yes, that's what it is. Alex Stein is. I haven't seen this thrown out there anywhere but this article from CNBC, so I don't know if this is true. I know Alex Stein liked it on Twitter. Okay. He's apparently suing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What? There's no way. That can't be right.
You know what? I'm starting to really regret because it upset him, but he came on the show and we worked everything out and we're good. But I feel like I should have never told him to move on from the city council stuff.
Yeah.
Because now he's fucking suing Congress people. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I didn't mean that. But now he's got like, there's people who have taken up. I think it was a good idea to stop doing the city hall stuff because now there's like Alex Stein copycats who are now going out and doing it.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, good. He can move away from it. He can be done and he can kind of franchise it out.
He's got a good show going now.
Yeah. He had some lady come to him and they looked at him. She waited for his car to pull up in the parking lot. And when it did, she said, franchise the damn thing. Franchise. Come on, the city council thing is too good for just one guy to do it. Alex Stein's like, we already tried that. They're going through this whole big spiel. Then she told him, do it for your country. And then they let her do it.
Oh.
They let her do it. A political provocateur sued Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on Wednesday for blocking him on Twitter after he heckled her outside the U.S. Capitol, shouting crude remarks about her body and her position on abortion. You remember the one where he called her a big booty Latina.
That one stuck. There's shirts of it.
Yeah, the big booty Latina thing definitely left its mark.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Right on the ass.
He sued her for blocking him on Twitter.
Can you do that?
Calling the New York... Well, yes, because there was this whole court case about public servants blocking people on Twitter, and that can you or can you not do that? Now, I think they ruled that like on somebody's personal account, you can. But on whatever account serves as like your I'm a Congresswoman account...
Serving the people account?
I guess you can't block people.
And is that because the people need to be able to reach you? Or why would that be? Because to me, that seems a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I guess that's the logic.
Interesting.
But calling the New York Democrat his favorite big booty Latina, it's always great. I learned this when we had that Iowa situation on radio, or when I had the Nurembergers bit and I had to read stuff in print that I had said. It's so fun to get in trouble for something and then read the quote back.
Yep.
Where the writer's trying to make it sound like you said something horrible, and you read it and you go,
this is going to have to get said over and over again.
Right. If they go to court, they'll have to say this in court.
Big booty Latina.
Yeah. And Hi Main Bro, this has always kind of stuck with me too. Hi Main Bro says, does she even have a big ass? I don't think she does.
No, she's pretty slim.
I don't think she has a very big ass.
She doesn't, but that was just kind of part of the fun.
Yeah, he's just saying big booty. He's just using porno words, that's all. Comedian Alex Stein yelled to the lawmaker, my favorite big booty Latina, that he loved her as she entered the building on July 13th in a video he posted online. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that big booty on AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Ooh, I love it. AOC, hot, hot, hot like a tamale. Doing my best Alex Stein.
Somebody in the courtroom is going to have to read that.
Somebody is going to have to read that into the record. A stenographer is going to have to type it up, and it will be filed away somewhere in court archives until the end of this country's history.
Now I feel like this is a new bit by Stein at the moment. Like he's just doing this for the gag that somebody's going to have to read this, and she's going to have to stand there like embarrassed about it.
Next, he sexually harasses Dan Crenshaw. My favorite angry pirate, Dan Crenshaw. You give any more money to Ukraine, Dan Crenshaw? My favorite, it's the angry pirate. By the way, if he uses angry pirate, I want a fucking, how do you do for that one? Angry pirate is now mine.
Has he not given you enough how do you do's?
He actually did plug us very nice on his Blaze show. So I should
his blimp.
I should probably shut the fuck up and just be
you're,
grateful.
You're getting needy.
Yes, I'm being a little needy and cunty. Stein's lawsuit cites a federal appeals court decision that ruled against then-President Donald Trump, saying he violated the constitutional rights of several people by blocking them from following him on Twitter. The appeals court said Trump was acting in his official presidential capacity when he blocked those people. Just days after that ruling in November 2019, Ocasio-Cortez apologized to and settled the case with former Brooklyn Assemblyman Dov Hikind, who sued her for blocking him on her AOC Twitter account in response to critical replies to her tweets. So, yeah, it looks like if she blocked him on Twitter, she's technically breaking the law.
She's on the hook for it. She's going to have to probably unblock him.
Holy shit.
Pay. What do you pay for that? I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't think I think you just have to unblock him.
What would happen is you'd probably be ordered to pay his legal fees.
Okay.
And then after that, you'd have to unblock him on Twitter.
It's the humiliation of it.
So basically, Alex Stein can file this lawsuit, AOC can unblock him, and then I guess he can drop the lawsuit, I suppose?
I guess.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's...
I'm guessing he's just going for the humiliation angle. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, it gets his name in there. They're going to have to say Blaze Media host.
Alex Stein.
Yeah, they're going to have to say his name over and over. It's a smart move. Look, the guy knows how to promote himself.
He's not stupid, that's for sure.
Yeah, he absolutely knows how to promote himself. So there, he's suing AOC, and, hopefully the two of them can, squash their lovers' quarrel.
And she's got to sit at home thinking about this now.
She's got to get a call from her lawyer.
How awful.
She's got to get a call from her lawyer being like, yeah, we're being sued. By who? The guy who called you a big booty Latina.
You remember him?
Sorry.
Oh.
Apologize. John, yeah, I saw that. It's ridiculous. Just let him die. Let him die. Jordan says, wow, looking stunning today. Not you, April. Aaron. Nubut Kufan.
Well, that's just reasonable.
There you go. Let's go to our next story here. So we cleaned out all the we didn't clean out all the internet stuff closet. We've got I got Jordan Peterson tonight.
Another one.
Jordan Peterson used to he used to stand on like the gender argument and compelled pronoun speech, and I'll refer to you as your biological pronouns and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And as time has gone on and he's gone a little bit crazier and a little bit crazier and a little bit crazier, the hills that Jordan Peterson decides to die on are getting stranger and stranger. Like, it's usually as you get more famous and as you get more influential, you start to pick your battles a little more carefully.
Yes,
it's the opposite for Jordan. He's like, oh, well, you say that meat is better medium well. Well, then you must be a dirty, filthy communist if you're thinking something like that, because that's absolutely preposterous, and I'll prove it to you. It's like, Jordan, I don't think he was being serious. I think he was fucking around.
He just seems kind of old and off his rocker.
Yeah.
Lately. I don't know what happened to him.
He's had a rough go of it upstairs in the last few years. There's a lot of weird shit with Jordan Peterson. And he apparently is now decided on Twitter that he would wage a battle over toilet paper.
No,
I wish I were making it up.
The only acceptable debate on toilet paper would be like which way you put it on the roll.
Or the ply, what
ply,
brand or anything like that.
No, I won't even do the brand one because there's a couple good brands that could be acceptable as an answer. But for me, if somebody puts the roll on the roller backwards, you're awful.
I think if you worry about where the roller is, you're too autistic to function.
No.
I think it can work either way.
No, the roller's always in the same spot. It's which way the roll
That's itself. What I mean. If it rolls back or rolls forward, who gives a shit, right? Doesn't it take a few seconds just to change it?
Yes, but how annoying.
Right. But that's kind of like women's horseshit with, the toilet seat needs to be this way or that way. You put it how you need it. A guy will put it how he needs it.
Well, hold on
Period,
now.
point blank, end of story.
That one I've always understood, too, because women typically aren't supposed to have to touch a filthy toilet seat with their hands.
Oh, but we should? Aren't you washing your hands?
You're the one who has to. We don't.
Aren't you washing your hands afterwards anyway?
But then you've got to touch it before you sit down to do your business, so you've got to wash your hands twice.
Oh, my God, you are so
Like,
scared
that's
of
not
You are
something
such a germaphobe. You're like a little Howard Stern.
You don't want to have to do that in, like, let's say, like somebody else's home or something.
We're talking about your own home. You would touch
That's
your
still
toilet.
kinda fucky.
You would touch a toilet seat, put it down. Now, first of all, I don't leave it up, so it doesn't really
Right,
matter.
this isn't a problem for me.
But what I'm saying is, for any woman, you're saying a woman who touches her own toilet seat to put it down should wash her hands before she goes to the bathroom. You're fucking insane.
I don't think that's insane, but for me, I would grab like one square of toilet paper and use that to grab it.
That's a little Paul Finch that's a little Paul Finch in American Pie.
I don't agree with you, and it's because I'm the one who cleans the bathrooms.
Oh man,
like I absolutely see how dirty those things are sometimes from you guys, and I don't care to touch it.
You're a bit of a germ person.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Guess who doesn't get sick very often? Me.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I'm okay with it.
I'm telling you, the fight over these tiny little bathroom things.
We don't have those fights.
Is ridiculous. We don't, but I'm saying the world in general. Don't worry about where the toilet seat is. Fucking put it where you need to and do your business. You came from cavemen who had to hunt down woolly mammoths, all right? Relax. You can get a little dirt under your fingernails.
That's a terrible argument.
The other one, the toilet paper. Fucking put it how you need to, you filthy Rain Man autist. Just do your business. Take a shit and clean your asshole and... Yeah.
There are scientific reasons to why it should be one way or another.
Oh my God.
It should be like coming over the top instead of under the bottom, because if it's under the bottom and you roll it, there's a chance it keeps rolling easier.
Right. Jordan nails the difference we're having here. He says women clean poo stains, men piss on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is the point, though. I see the poo stains and your splatters and shit. I don't want to touch it. I'm the one who cleans it. I know what's there.
Oh, you know what?
Pay attention.
You know what? I have to relent on this argument today. You know why? It's National Women's Day. No, International Women's Day. So I'm not allowed to argue this one.
Well, I think you are. No. I forgot that it's International Women's Day.
You're a woman. I've got to...
I don't think you have to yield.
I have to yield on this one because I am not a woman. So women get to have it.
No, I
Ooh, big news. Mel Gibson's trending on Twitter. I hope he said something about you-know-who. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Congresswoman Cori Bush.
Nope.
I think she's a squad member. She's one of the big defund the police congresswomen. You know, those police are evil.
So the usual.
Yeah. Well, she may not like the police, but boy, does she like her private security.
They always do. That is chapter and verse, everyone.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Everyone that says defund the police, they've got their own private stash.
That's it. She loves her private security. She spent $137,000 on it the last 2 years.
It's every single time.
$137,000. The guy she's paying to be her private security, we've got I think a 3-minute video with him.
Let's hear it.
Oh boy, is this guy an interesting fella. First of all, you guys may not know this, but the guy that Cori Bush has on her private security firm is 109 trillion years old.
Is he a Buddhist and he just keeps coming back, or what?
I'm just reporting the guy is 109 trillion years old, and a lot of those 109 trillion years have been spent not being a big fan of Jewish people.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I'm in. This is interesting.
Let's check it out. This is Cori Bush, member of the squad, defund the police, the whole deal. She has a spiritual guru. This guy calls himself a spiritual guru who provides private security for people. Let's check out what
he looks beefy.
By the way, this is what The Rock would look like if he had 2 black parents. If it was Rocky Johnson and Charmel were his parents, then he would have The Rock would have looked like this instead of High Chief Peter Maivia blood in him. All right, here we go with Black Rock.
I'm a teacher. I'm gonna give you brand new knowledge as much as I can. I'm gonna teach you how to grow food, and if you want to learn something from the mystery schools, I'll teach you out the mystery schools. I love soup.
You want to learn from the mystery schools?
I do. I find people like this very interesting because it's so out there. You know, it's absolutely nothing like I ever sit and think about.
And
ever.
if you ask me, he's not hurting anybody.
He's totally not.
You know, if you're crazy, you're crazy. If you're not hurting anybody, it's fine.
If someone's going to like ply me with a few beers and like I just get to sit and listen to this guy, that's a fun afternoon.
Or you know what the problem is, though? You have like 7 beers and the guy goes, you want to hear from the mysteries? And you had 7. You're like, fuck yeah, I want to hear from the... What are the mysteries? Oh, are we going to read a Goosebumps book?
I'm dead at 7 beers. I don't know who you think I am, but...
I love Assyrianism. I love Gnostic schools, the Gnostic texts. Love them. I love voodoo. Love it.
Big Godsmack fan?
He's a big Godsmack fan.
Okay, I hear ya.
Yeah.
I like him too.
I'm more of a crying like a bitch guy, but I understand.
Love it. I love Palo Mayombe. Love it. So I stick to the mystical side of everything.
Uh-oh.
You know that walk on water?
Wait a minute. You're on the what? You're staying on the mystical side of things?
Yep.
Man, I'm beating that pussy up, not smooth, fucking.
Wow, I like this guy.
I want him to say that.
He's on the mystical side of things.
Shake your ass.
Now, if you'll excuse me, if I may read from the mystical text, wobble, wobble, I'm infatuated. Bitch ride a dick like she making a baby. And that is the word of the mysticals.
He's making the right face.
Oh. Jesus Christ. This fucking guy's going to be good.
Water. That deal, that healing, man, I don't know how to walk on water yet, but that is the science. It's called the science of levitation.
That's levitation, Holmes. How about the power to kill a yak from 300 yards away with mind bullets? That's telekinesis, Kyle. So this guy's a Tenacious D fan and mystical.
Gets around.
It's a simple science, too. But I was put on this planet to break the spell. One of the people put on this planet to break the spell.
Uh-oh. Anytime I hear people saying mysticism, I'm going to break the spell, I know anti-Semitism is not too far behind.
What is the spell?
Who are the wizards
Sir?
casting the spells, sir? Who are the people? Who are the wizards who are in charge of these spells that you need to break?
I don't want to touch it. Think harder.
Not more. I'm not peaceful at all.
Uh-oh.
You mess with me, I'm messing with you. I'm doing you 10 times worse than what you did me.
Man, I'm beating that pussy
I might
up,
go give
not
me a goat or
smooth,
something, give me a ram or something, put some blood on the altar and fuck your whole family up.
Jesus.
So he's going to put some blood on the altar and fuck your whole family up. April, could you make a quick business note, please?
Yep.
Don't ever fuck with this guy.
Don't fuck with, what's his name?
Mystical.
Mystical.
Yeah, we'll just call him Mystical Guy.
Thank you.
Can care less.
Duly noted.
You're a Christian, I'm gonna take you to the book of Psalms. I'll show you how to knock a person, make all their teeth fall off their mouth.
It's my worst nightmare.
Doesn't really sound like a Christian.
I don't really want my teeth falling out.
Yo, if you're a Christian, I'll take you to the place in the book where Jesus taught you karate. Like, what? I don't really think that's a part of the Bible, buddy.
Oh.
Yo.
Hey, the Catholics do shit anti-Bible.
I'll show you in Psalms where it tell you how to be all up in their ass and shit with a rear naked choke. That's how Jesus got down, motherfucker. All right, let's go to Ryobi, who's standing by. Hopefully he's got something on this fella. Go ahead, sir.
Yo, dog, I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna teach you, and he gonna teach me. But we gonna do trade. Let me ask you.
All right.
I ask you this.
All right.
The trade be, I teach you how to speak English, and you teach me all your mystical secrets. But you have to learn English first.
Okay. So you teach him English, and he teaches you how to break the spell. And then you guys can listen to Mystical.
There it is.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, buddy.
He slips into his normal accent.
I know. He slipped into white accent real quick.
The book of Luqman is the most powerful book of magic in the Quran. The book of wisdom. That's why it's the book of wisdom.
Okay, so we've got Bible, we've got Quran. Notice no Torah yet.
Wizardry.
A sewer in there that make tornadoes. Flat out. That's how I learned how to make tornadoes.
This motherfucker makes tornadoes.
Stay away from this guy.
Does he mean like the little roll-up things that are at Super Americas on the roller grill? The tornadoes? Or Does he mean
I
like he's
hope not.
literally like Gandalf? He's making weather.
He's destroying entire regions.
I had no idea. Boy, Oklahoma would like to have a word with this guy.
I think so.
That's what Sufism's all about.
Oh.
In the book of, I'm going to take you in the book of Proverbs and show you how to make lightning touch where you want it to touch and burn some shit down.
This doesn't really
I'm
sound
gonna-
peaceful.
I'm gonna blame my next storm damage on Mystical.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that Black Rock is fucking up my house with lightning and tornadoes and shit.
I got a chant in the Torah that makes fire out of nothing. No, I'm not going to get on live and prove, but you can come get it from me. You can come.
Holy shit, I got it. This motherfucker's Captain Planet.
He doesn't want to prove it though.
Well, you know, hey, if you're good at something, you never do it for free.
I don't want to question the man lest he get up in my ass.
I don't. I definitely don't need this guy spilling ram blood on the altar and fucking my whole family.
That does scare me. Some of them can go.
Now you see why Corey Bush pays him $100,000. He'll throw lightning at a motherfucker if they step to Corey Bush. I heard you ain't gonna vote for the tax increase on the wealthy. Well, maybe I spill some ram blood on the altar and fuck your shit up. All right, I'll vote yes for the tax increase. I apologize.
Thank you.
You don't think universal health care is important? Well, I don't think the roof of your house is important, motherfucker, because you're about to have a tornado up in your ass. All right, I'm sorry. I'll vote for universal health care. That's what I thought, bitch. Hey, yo, I heard you ain't want to vote for no more aid packages for the Ukraine. Well, I'm about to lightning strike your fucking Tahoe, motherfucker. All right, that's what I thought. Your parking spot is safe for now. But if you hear thunder, you know I'm coming for your ass. Wobble, wobble, I'm infatuated. Bitch ride a dick like she making a baby. I'll catch you later.
Best quotes ever comes from Spider-Man.
Oh no, Tobey Maguire?
Whoa, wait a minute.
No.
So this motherfucker will give us the Bible, he'll give you the Quran, and then he'll skip right over to Spider-Man?
You gotta rhyme that better.
The best quotes ever come from Spider-Man. Let's go back 15 seconds and just see how that thought came to be.
And burn some shit down. I got a chant in the Torah that makes fire out of nothing.
Holy shit.
No, I'm not going to get on live and prove, but you can come get it from me. You can come. One of the best quotes ever comes from Spider-Man.
If this motherfucker says with great power comes great responsibility, I won't do shit because he's insane, but I'm going to be upset.
There is nothing else to say. You know that's coming.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Fuck.
I'm a very humble individual because I know what I can actually do.
You're humble. You just told us you were going to spill ram blood and kill our family. You're going to put a tornado in our house, and you're going to shoot lightning.
Okay, if that's humble, can you imagine him not humble?
That's true. Yeah, if this is you humble,
He's
holy
a problem.
fuck.
Okay.
Did you just throw a planet at me?
I've done it.
Black Thanos.
I gave them the Ayin principle and taught them how to make it rain because that's one of our weapons. See, I teach nature alchemy. I developed it.
Okay.
That's my science.
By the way, if this guy was 140 pounds, you'd go, shut the fuck up. But he looks like this, so you go, all right, sounds good.
Whatever that guy says.
Whatever he says.
Black Rock says.
Yeah, whatever Black Thanos tells us.
Black Rock down.
I know how to manipulate weather. You want a religion? All right, nature alchemy. That'll be your religion.
I told you this guy's working on Plum Island. He's part of the Heart Machine. He's controlling the weather.
Tornado? Want to learn how to make it rain? Want to learn how to manipulate lightning? We got that science around her.
We got that science around her.
Trust the science.
Yeah, it's getting hot in her because I done made a heat wave in this bitch.
You have to incarnate back on this spot.
He is there again.
I spent trillions of years coming to this planet. Trillions.
Imagine the frequent flyer miles this motherfucker has.
Swear to God.
Holy shit.
Free flights for life.
Now back to the lesson at hand. Agriculture.
Perfection is perfection, so I'll let him understand. From a young G's perspective.
And why do I always speak on agriculture? Because I know that agriculture is true.
Because you've been around for trillions of years, so you probably were a slave?
Oh, that's where I was going.
What?
I thought I couldn't say it.
Sorry. I was guessing. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I have no idea.
Freedom. I know without agriculture, we have nothing. I know without a food supply of our own that we control, We have nothing.
I was going to say, I mean, we gave you all kinds of fields, and you got mad about
You
it.
tended to them.
No, I guess he didn't own them.
You're a little bitchy about it.
Which means they plan this pandemic on us as a people.
Oh,
We're
shit!
so busy out here hating each other because of what we look like, what we sound like, how we walk, how we talk, that we don't see the bigger picture. You got
Well, why didn't you hit them with lightning or a tornado? Where the fuck were you when all this shit was going down?
Why don't you show me the picture?
Yeah.
global elite looking to kill every last one of us. They want to wipe out half the population of the planet. The global count on the planet is 7.8 billion, 7.9 billion people. And the global elite is trying to reduce that down to right around 50 million. That's a lot of
I'm starting to think that Cori Bush did not watch these before she hired this gentleman.
I think you actually have to turn the videos away.
I think you
Otherwise,
yes.
like, you're obligated to not hire this
Right.
guy.
people dead, man. Not cool. I'm not from the Nation of Islam, but I read the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book, Fall of America.
Uh-oh, here we go. This is where we're going to get to you-know-who.
Seeing everything come true, come to pass. The God came and dropped some knowledge on us.
Yeah?
It's coming to pass.
Come on.
America is falling.
Okay.
It
It's
is
going
falling.
to topple itself. But it's a planned system.
Yeah?
That's what this global pandemic is about. We're getting a new global system
Yeah?
And
put in place
By whom?
by the families that run the planet. It's not a conspiracy theory, man. It's just facts.
who are they?
Oh, wow. He didn't. You
Who-
know what? In fairness, he did
Oh.
not say it. That.
But then Ethan Klein pops up.
Yes. the video is titled Meet the Anti-Semitic Spiritual Guru on Cori Bush's Payroll, but we didn't get the actual anti-Semitism. Wow, that guy,
Stable.
yeah, great guy. Great
Very,
guy.
very wise.
He can make weather, but he can't fix his car interior. I was thinking that too. Was that red interior coming down?
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
There was something remarkably charming about that guy.
It looks like Black Rock.
Yeah, he looks like Black Rock.
And The Rock is remarkably charming. so-
Oh, return trip with a great idea. Interview him. We got to get that guy on the show.
I don't know his name.
Just write down Black Rock and we'll look him up.
I did. I
Okay.
said, don't fuck with Mystical and in parentheses Black Rock.
We want to interview Black Rock. Now, don't email E-Rock by mistake because that's a completely different
his
interview.
name's right above.
Yeah. If we go Black Rock and E-Rock, we're going to get a totally different interview.
Now that's Cori Bush's person.
That's Cori Bush's
How do I
person.
find out who this is?
Oh, it's very easy. We'll go back to that video. We'll figure it out.
All right.
She found out something, this investigative journalist, Christina Buttons. And she had an attack of conscience over it when she discovered this terrible secret that the Daily Wire had, and she had to publicly call them out and leave the company.
I'm nervous to guess.
Did you know that the Daily Wire does not report fondly on trans people?
Oh boy. How long has she worked there?
They've literally grifted like 3 different like razor and chocolate products based on this whole thesis that they're
Yes.
not too crazy about the trans community.
God, that's not new at all.
One of their biggest stars, their biggest rising stars there, just basically did a movie titled Trans People Are Icky.
Icky.
Matt Walsh did that What's It Like to Be a Woman or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He did some documentary where he basically just yells at trans people for 2 hours. And it took this woman a year after that to realize, hey, I'm starting to think the place I work for here, not really too big on the trans community.
A little transphobic.
What is a woman? Thank you, Stevie J. That's what it's called.
Okay.
I thought the working title was I think trans people are icky. I thought that's what he was
It's more fun.
that's kind of the message he was trying to
Portray.
put home, I think. But yeah. By the way, Dirty Death, I just caught that. Yeah, we can talk about the Walgreens thing, maybe in overtime today if we have time. But thank you, Gina Bobina, as well. She decided that she had to leave because of the thing with the trans people. Here's what I think happened. I think Christina Buttons has a lot of friends who are also in journalism. But those friends are in like mainstream media or they're working for left-wing sites, and they all said, hey, look, there aren't many conservative outlets out there for you to be an investigative journalist for. If you leave the Daily Wire, there's not going to be a lot of platforms that we're on that are going to be too friendly with hiring you. So if you end up leaving that place, you better let it be known that, a lot of that stuff you didn't find kosher, no pun intended.
Oh, whatever.
And I think what she's doing is she's getting the fuck out before she gets Daily Wire stink on her.
She is.
And can't work anywhere else.
Oh, no.
Which, again, like the Kendrick Perkins thing, I find to be cowardly. The job was good enough as a stepping stone. You would carry the Daily Wire water. This is like the Mark Harley thing to me. You were carrying all the water. You were sucking all the dick. You were putting out all the propaganda when the paychecks were coming. But as soon as it might come back on you, as soon as you see that there might be a few holes in the ship, you decide to abandon, jump over the side, and then light the ship on fire on your way out.
Sure. But if you do look at it her way, if she's ever looking to get another job ever, sorry, all that shit is...
I think Upset Duck is okay. I think he was just trying to tell us.
No, he is fine.
Yeah, we don't care, Upset Duck, but balls deep, he's okay. I still give you the authority to do what you want to do, buddy. Go ahead.
Shit. I don't remember.
The woman on Daily Wire, why she's leaving for the trans
well,
stuff.
I guess if she ever wants to leave the Daily Wire for some more mainstream, company, they're not going to look fondly on that. That is a good point.
Companies like that see
like
Daily
they are
Wire.
trans-friendly.
They see Daily Wire on your resume and they go, get the fuck out of here. But I'm sorry. I just find that to be a really unbelievable song and dance that she's playing, where she goes, whoa, you know what I discovered today when I walked into work for the Daily Wire for the 947th time? Guys, you're never going to believe this. I don't think they care too much for the trans community.
More so, I don't think they like them.
Knock me over with a feather. I saw
feather boa.
Matt Walsh pissing on a pride flag today. I couldn't believe it.
What?
Couldn't
I saw
believe
somebody
it.
wiping his ass with it.
Oh, I was told, this is what she said. This was her post on why she's leaving the Daily Wire. Because, nobody can just leave a job anymore.
You have to burn it down behind you.
You've just got to let people know how great you are and what a sacrifice play you're making. I was told that the Daily Wire's stance was that adults could live their lives however they pleased, so long as they kept kids out of it. Okay, so one of two things. Either you're stupid and you believe that, or two, you didn't watch your own platform.
Ultra naive.
Yeah.
Honestly.
There was no clash between safeguarding children and tolerance for alternative adult lifestyles, even ones that some might regard as unhealthy. Lady, your boss is famous for saying facts don't care about your feelings and calling trans women men all the time. That's what your boss... Your boss became famous because a trans woman just about choked him out on national television for not using the right pronouns.
I don't think she's been paying attention.
The guy whose name is on the front of your fucking check got famous for purposely misgendering people. And now you're going to have the rest of us believe that you had no idea until now.
Kept your head down. Working hard.
The one guy made a movie called I Think Trans People Smell Different.
Gosh, she didn't see it.
What do you
mean?
My God. See, I hope nobody hires her now. I hope like HuffPo sees this. And HuffPo goes, look, we would have hired you if you would have just left the Daily Wire, because we could say that we poached one, we stole one away from the Daily Wire. Now we're not going to hire you because we know you're completely full of shit and have no ethics.
That's the thing about the Mark Harleys of the world is now you look like a liability, and like if you
a
ever
big
have
gay liability.
Oh. Or if you ever have like the slightest problem with your workplace, you're going to just burn it down and out everybody and rat on everybody. Like, nobody wants that.
It was a message I could get behind, but recent videos and posts have weakened my confidence in their commitment to this message. To which the Daily Wire said, oh, no, don't go. We'll change. Would you like a chocolate bar? That'll be $15. While Buttons praised Matt Walsh for his documentary, What is a Woman? No, wait a minute.
You can't do that.
Which one is it? Is it you think they're mean to people with alternative lifestyles, or do you think Matt Walsh is Edward R. Murrow? Which one? Personally, I don't think either of those things.
I don't think about him at all.
She proceeded to raise criticisms against the conservative commentator, saying he was more interested in attacking his opponents and fueling animosity towards trans people than trying to win a socio-political debate. What? Are you telling me that the company that responds to companies by making razors and chocolate bars to, quote, own the libs, and people who sell tumblers titled Liberal Tears are only interested in embarrassing their enemies, get the fuck out of Dodge. I don't believe you.
Wow, it's almost like she knew all of this already and she's just trying to burn the place down.
I feel like
dishonest.
I feel like that line from Super Troopers, where he goes cross-eyed and he goes, "Do we look like the two dumbest guys on the face of the earth to you? Is this why you choose to treat us with such disrespect?" I feel like I'm being treated like I'm an asshole.
She knows everything.
See, I know
she knows it all, and she just doesn't. You're right. Some friend got in her ear, and she doesn't want to be known for this shit, so she's making it known she doesn't want to be known for that and doesn't agree with it.
Oh.
Now it's time to go.
Old Chrissy Buttons. Your boss sells Liberal Tears mugs, and you're surprised that the company you work for
She's not.
humiliates your enemies.
She's not surprised, I'm telling you.
Remarkable.
She knows it all.
She continued. She also referred to the controversy Michael Knowles generated at CPAC with his speech declaring, quote, "Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely."
Woo!
Okay,
Spicy.
that's a little spicy. Transgenderism needs to be... See, now, you got to be careful with the way you say shit. I know some people who agree with, like, his side of things. They go like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, he's going to tell it like it is." But you got to be careful because all you're doing is handing the people who disagree with you a license to spin it and send it to people who never heard you before and say, "This guy thinks trans people should be eradicated."
Yeah, right. All they have to do is clip all context out of it.
Exactly.
It's over.
Triple N says this bitch is all over the place. She really is.
I'm telling you she's not, and she has a clear picture of what has been and what is, and she's just spinning it a certain way to get out the door.
Right. Yeah. This is not a game, and we cannot afford to make these issues overtly partisan. The bodies, minds, and lives of children are being permanently damaged, and everyone, not just reporters and journalists, has a duty to approach this issue with the seriousness it demands. You worked for the Liberal Tears Company. You worked for the Jeremy's Chocolate where he dressed up like a Gucci pimp next to a rented sports car.
She has both at home.
You have the chocolate, the razors, and the Liberal Tears mug.
She goes to bed at night crying, wondering what she's done wrong eating the chocolate.
You have unironically thought Andrew Klavan was kind of funny, which is a crime. Sorry, I don't have any beef with Andrew Klavan, but Jesus Christ, that is one dry motherfucker.
It's very specific.
In light of these concerns, I can no longer in good faith maintain my employment with the Daily Wire. There are many wonderful journalists at this organization. Oh my God. Hold the phone. I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Christina Buttons, what's the date today? March 7th.
Are you going to throw Crowder in this conversation?
God damn it, would you have waited? I wanted to set it up. Crowder poached this bitch to get back at the Daily Wire. Then again, that's what I want to see. I want to see where she goes to work because she's got all this thing about how the mean to trans people. I guess she could go work for Crowder because he likes dressing like a woman.
I was going to say, why doesn't she work for Crowder?
That's actually how she ended her post. I didn't read far enough. She said, "And that's why I'm leaving to pursue other opportunities." Ba-da-da-da-dum.
In the great state of Texas.
In the great state of, in God's country. In light of these concerns, I can no longer in good faith maintain my employment with the Daily Wire. There are many wonderful journalists at this organization who continue to do stellar work, and I hold no animosity toward any of them. Whew.
Thank God.
But when my employer can no longer make good on the promise I was given at the start of my employment, my only course is to resign.
Well,
I can no longer work with these Jews anymore. Whoa! I mean, come on. That was uncalled for. I don't think that was very... She didn't say that. I'm sorry.
That was Aaron.
That was my own...
Injecting his own
I
feelings.
was injecting my... No, I was a little levity into a tense situation. That's all it was. Well, guys, it's a Republican House of Representatives now. So they're doing a lot of COVID investigations in the House of Representatives. They're bringing in a bunch of people, including the former CDC director. Now, it's very interesting because for the last 3 years, all we've been hearing is the stuff Fauci's been telling us. Right. Anyone who asks any questions or tells him that he was wrong, you get banned from Twitter. You got to go from social media. You get your videos taken down, all of that stuff. Well, now it just takes a little bit different leadership in the House And out of nowhere, we're hearing all these different voices now. Where the hell did these people come from?
Interesting.
We've got energy secretaries saying that the virus came from a lab. We've got these people now coming out saying, yeah, Fauci wrote some bullshit paper and then passed it off as independent research. All of a sudden, all these people who have known this stuff for 3 years, and by God, we just never got to hear from them. You know what? They must have been really busy with pandemic shit. It must have slipped their mind that they knew all this stuff. I'm sure they were offered platforms and that people would have let them speak out about this stuff. But you know what? God damn it if they didn't just forget.
Absolutely forgot.
Well, now we're getting to see these different people, including former CDC director Robert Redfield. He's got something to say about Fauci that, again,
look, I'm ready for it.
Director of the CDC. Didn't hear him say this stuff during the pandemic. But now all of a sudden, when he gets called in before a Republican House, he's got some shit to say. Let's take a listen. By the way, I don't want you guys to get worked up.
Miss Green.
But this is definitely something that could have been brought to your attention yesterday.
Dr. Redfield, did you agree?
They call him Dr. Redfield because he has a big red pube bush.
Ew.
Yeah, that's why he's Redfield. It's a nickname.
Okay.
Your opinion with Dr. Anderson?
No, go ahead. We got all the time in the world.
They don't want us
that
to hear
this virus did look engineered?
I was concerned because of the presence of the furin cleavage site that we've talked about. And I think it's important to understand what that cleavage site does.
Makes your dick hard.
Makes my dick hard for sure.
Yeah. You get that cleavage site. Oh, God. You're just like, God, I want to stick my fucking dick between the cleavage of that virus. Yeah. And then that's how you get infected.
I have a cleavage site.
Yeah.
You have a cleavage site.
Well, I mean, a little less so.
We've all got cleavage sites.
Everybody's got a cleavage site.
They're all hot.
Mine's in my ass cheeks.
That
It's
cleavage
hairy.
site totally changes the orientation of the binding domain of COVID. So it now, which could not see the ACE2 receptor, which is the human receptor, it totally changes the orientation now. So it has high affinity for a human receptor. So,
dude, you're talking to Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're going to have to use smaller words, layman terms, and maybe even use color crayons. Yeah.
Sir, get your whiteboard out and start drawing.
Yes. Sir, do you think you could do this in colored pencil? Maybe Sharpie? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. She's pushing her tits out. She's like, cleavage site. You mean like this, right?
Cleavage? What?
I'm wearing a business suit. You can't see my tits. Lauren Boebert, are you wearing a low-cut shirt today? Oh, my God.
Green is considered hot, right?
Some people think she's hot. Me, I just see nuts. Not like balls. It's crazy.
I only see
I
nut
see
sacks.
the imprint of a dick right in her pants.
furin cleavage site bothered me. It didn't seem that it belonged there. And then when you look at the sequences that it used, and it's beyond the committee, but I know many of you have looked into it, the sequences that they used in those 12 nucleotides for arginine were the arginine sequences, nucleotide triplet, that coded for the human arginine.
Don't you hate it when that happens? When your arginine and your peptides get crossed and the peptide is not the right arginine for the oh my God. Can you believe that we are owed an apology by every one of our chemistry teachers? They used to get mad at us when we'd fall asleep in their class. Mm-hmm. It's not my fault. You're talking about peptides and arginines. I have no if I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, why aren't I catching up on sleep right now?
I hate it when I accidentally travel to arginine.
Yeah, and take a wrong turn.
So why did this virus have the arginine sequences for human there, not bat? It was very disconcerting to me. It looked like this virus was engineered.
It's interesting.
You just kind of said it.
Now, wait a minute. That's the director of the CDC, former director of the CDC. And he's saying that the minute he looked at this fucking thing, he went, yeah, that was designed to infect humans, not to infect bats.
He's got all the alarms going off in his head right away.
He's like, I looked at it under, he didn't even write papers or do tests or anything. He just looked at it through a microscope and he went, oh shit, that's a man-made virus if I've ever seen one. Meanwhile, at the time this guy's looking at it and seeing that, Fauci's going, I need you to write a paper that says this was not man-made, and then I'm going to take that paper and go, look, a bunch of independent scientists I've never met before said this wasn't man-made. God.
Weird. So he's saying the most basic of observations.
Not only that, they froze motherfuckers like this out. Okay, it's one thing to freeze out YouTubers, to freeze out people on Twitter, to freeze out shit. They froze out the former head of the CDC from saying shit that he thought was obvious from day one.
Scientists and doctors, okay.
Yes. Block me, ban me from anything.
Retarded.
I understand. Yes, I don't know what a peptide is. I think that's something you take when you got reflux.
Pepsid.
Yeah. I don't know what an arginine is. I thought that was a woman in like a Final Fantasy game. But this guy, I reckon, knows what he's talking about. And we just said, no, let's wait 3 years before we hear what the former head of the CDC has to say.
And this all had to be just out of sheer embarrassment or didn't want to get caught, right? That's it.
Right. This is like if the East Palestine, Ohio thing happened, and all of a sudden Mr. Conductor from Shining Time Station went, I have a thought, and they went, get the fuck out of here, Mr. Conductor. He's got some shit to say. He knows some things.
And all these people are like, but wait, don't you want to know so we don't do this again?
I want Mr. Conductor to tell me what's going on. No, he's a propagandist and a Nazi.
Yes, throw swastikas in anything. And
No,
just,
not.
You're quiet now.
Mr. Conductor was a good man, and he was railroaded by the system.
Is this, what you're observing and speaking of, is this something that would be in line with gain-of-function research and the capabilities it would provide to the virus?
Yeah, I mean, basically this lab published in 2014 that they accomplished in this allowing the coronaviruses that they were working with in the lab to bind to the ACE2 receptor in humanized mice. And the only
Great. That's fun.
So 6 years before it was out, we were like, yeah, they wrote papers about how they were fucking around with this stuff, and they went, Eureka, we can get it to, go into humanized mice.
And then some mental case out there is going to be like, but look, you were healthy for those 6 years.
Yeah.
This isn't our fault.
And now Fauci decided to, he released a statement. He goes, hey, are you really going to trust the guy who was helping out Dracula? And they went, Dr. Fauci, that's Renfield, not Redfield. You're just trying to besmirch this man's character. That's not okay.
Did that movie come out yet?
I don't know. There's a trailer for it that we can watch.
The only way they did that was by reorienting the binding domain.
And it was clear to them at this time that that was likely the issue in their private conversations. Yet by February 4th, a paper on the origins of COVID is drafted by 4 participants of the February 1 conference call. One of those participants, Dr. Anderson, completely reverses himself in an email to the president of EcoHealth, Peter Daszak, and says...
Now, Peter, that's an important name. Mm-hmm. That's the guy that Fauci's NIH okayed money to, who was doing all the gain-of-function research in China, that the NIH changed the definition of gain-of-function research because funding gain-of-function research was banned by the United States government.
Sure.
So Fauci went in and changed the definition of gain-of-function research so he could give money to this Daszak so that he could fuck around at the Chinese lab.
Right, so the EcoHealth Alliance could do it.
The main crackpot theories going around at the moment relate to this virus being somehow engineered, and that is demonstrably false. My question to you, Mr. Redfield, did you know of any evidence that they had found within 3 days from February 1st to February 4th to be able to confirm that it was not created in a lab?
As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, I was excluded from those conversations.
The head?
Guys, I hate living in a world where we have 24-hour information because we really lose the big aha moments, like if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. We're desensitized. Drink that in. This guy was the director of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. That's the title that he has. They were having discussions about whether or not this motherfucker was engineered in a lab, and he goes, yeah, they didn't really talk to me about any of that shit.
Now, in fact, they uninvited me.
Yeah, and you know why? Because he called them and he went, hey, I got a microscope here at home and I got a little COVID. And it looks like somebody was fucking around with this thing. And they're like, click.
I've got a little COVID.
Yeah, I got a little COVID here in my home microscope. And I don't know, this looks a little dicked with, Dr. Fauci. And he's like, prank caller. Hangs up on him.
Wow.
which I found retroactively very disappointed, since I was obviously a virologist and very engaged. And I actually had asked Jeremy Farrar, Tony Fauci, and Tedros to have these conversations. And then to be excluded.
They lost my number. I can't figure it out.
New phone. Who dis?
Yeah. Every time Dr. Redfield from the CDC texted them for information, yeah, it was just new phone. Who dis? By the way, is this not what Jeremy from the Quartering's going to look like as an elderly man?
Oh, he's kind of cute, actually. Might be an upgrade.
I'd just like to say, while I was looking at the COVID virus, I was enjoying some delicious coffee brand coffee. I don't know if you guys know this, but they have great hot chocolate single K-cups, and you can get them at coffeebrandcoffee.com.
Nah, fuck that. Get April's Magic Bean.
Yes, until April's Magic Bean comes out.
I found unusual. I do think it illustrates one point that's worth really focusing on. When you have a group of people that decide there can only be one point of view, that's problematic.
Right. That's not that's not something we need to be told about science. That's something we all know.
This is so basic. God damn it.
Holy shit.
Dude, there has to be such a cool, to me, there'd be such a cool feeling sitting next to somebody this smart. And then but then how deflating to know that, like, the whole world shut down over this thing and they're excluding smart ass people. Like,
dude, it's really strange that Fauci just retired all of a sudden a couple of months ago. I mean, you would think he would want to be part of this, part of these hearings, talk it out, see what, give it some information. Because right now you're getting shit on, son.
I kind of want to hear what he just said one more time.
I wonder if they're not trying to goat him into coming to this thing. Because Fauci's an egotist. He's kind of a sociopath. And he's got a huge ego. And if they call in a bunch of people who go, he never spoke to me, totally looked engineered, the guy was lying through his teeth from day one, kind of like how Apollo goaded Rocky into a rematch in Rocky 2. All of a sudden, you're going to see a cartoon in the paper tomorrow that says Fauci, the Italian chicken.
I hear what you're saying, but at what point is Fauci going to understand that every time he does make an appearance, such as you're speaking, like, it embarrasses him? Like, he looks worse and worse every time. And
I hope he never learns that, because I want to see it.
Okay.
Let's listen to him say that one more time.
Very disappointed. And really, unfortunately,
February 4th, to be able to confirm that it was not created in a lab?
As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, I was excluded from those conversations.
He's not a janitor.
No, he's a very smart dude, the head of the CDC.
He's the main guy. And I always thought, this is where I'm stupid. I always thought the head of the CDC outranked, like, Fauci's position. Like, head of the CDC, I always thought my whole life, I thought the CDC was like the guy on germs.
Should be.
Like, when it came to germs and viruses and shit, it's the CDC. That's where the buck stops. But apparently not, because they didn't even call this motherfucker. They left him putting together 1,000-piece puzzles in his office.
The head of the Centers for Disease Control, and he's excluded from these conversations.
He was excluded from the conversations of how this virus started.
Wow.
Wonderful. Which I found retroactively very disappointed, since I was obviously a virologist and very engaged. And I actually had asked Jeremy Farrar, Tony Fauci, and Tedros to have these conversations. And then to be excluded, I found unusual. I do think it illustrates one point that's worth
that this is a real crooked, like, fucking Keystone Cop operation we were running here.
It's fucked up.
And by the way, on all this bad information these people had, they locked you all in your homes for at least 1.5 years. Congratulations. I had no say in it.
Shut down your businesses.
Yeah.
Really focusing on. When you have a group of people that decide there can only be one point of view, that's problematic.
No shit.
And I'll keep going saying it's antithetical to science. And unfortunately, that's what they did.
I can tell you, Dr. Redfield, that is the case. It's very problematic, because how people suffered in this country from those, what I would call tyrannical decisions, using their positions of power and shutting down the country in the way they did. I think people definitely do feel that way. Thank you. I yield back.
I know. God, I love how somebody's starting to make a point or proving their point.
Well, no, she legit, you have 3 minutes.
I do understand that, but it just always does seem to land right at that time.
Well, and that's kind of them, too. That's the people with the time. They're very, like, you got to remember, all these people are pieces of shit. And they kind of time it out perfect, like a Hollywood movie, to, build to a crescendo right at the end. They want you to think that. They want to get to the end of their time and be like, see, I even had more shit that I was about to.
They want to leave you with that thought in your head, too, though. They just gave you the hard-hitting moment. Now sit with it.
No. Mr. B Nice says, Aaron, why do you have to attack Jeremy and other podcast hosts? Stop dipping your toe in the mud. Get in or get out of the mud. Pick one. Grow up and stop using terms like mud. You're not 7 years old. You're allowed to make fun of other people. And people like Jeremy are better people. And they don't go like, what? That guy said I'm boring. I'm going to kill him. Relax, Mr. B Nice. You're getting too worked up about this shit. Omega Dread's gaming channel with $4.99 says for Steel Toe, and I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, look, man,
Thanks, buddy.
I moved past pissed off a long time ago because I'm just like, look, what's the point?
We can't go back and undo how we handled it, but I do want this shit to keep coming out and for more people to get upset about it, honestly, so that we don't do it again.
Yeah, I mean...
so that we make sure that these people aren't being excluded and important information is getting out to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a disease that we need to control and prevent, it would be nice if we would be in touch with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Really great.
It's just my position. I could be wrong. Atomic Ray over on Rumble says, I hope April's Magic Bean coffee has floral aromas and puts a bounce in my boner. There you go. That's a hope.
I will do my best.
For April's fiery bean. No, what is it? April's Magic Bean coffee.
Fiery bean.
Fiery bean. Yes.
Sounds like we got some kind of infection.
$220 away from overtime today. Thank you guys very much. You've been very consistent on that. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's the Streamlabs link in the chat, and there's the PayPal link in the chat. Super chats and memberships count towards that goal. JR's Gam says, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's also Gordy's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to JR's Gam. Balloonhead says, call it April's steamy bean. April's flicked bean. Stevie J says his thoughts about the virus being engineered were publicly available at the start of the pandemic. And then there was an election and lots of videos got censored off of YouTube. Oh,
yay.
That just seems like an odd coincidence. Jim D says, I bet you're going to love grinding April's Magic Bean every morning.
No shit, you do have to grind the beans.
You've got to grind the bean. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing here?
Oh my goodness.
If you ain't grinding the bean.
You got to grind the beans to get that nice drip.
Exactly. You're not going to get any moisture or any drip unless you grind the bean. So, and then you got to put cream in it.
You do have to cream the beans.
You do have to cream the bean. Otherwise, again, it's just it's going to be
This is getting weird.
I only have one stipulation, however.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be a dark roast. That's all.
You want it to be a blonde roast?
There you go. There is
such a thing.
Yeah. Dub with $2. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. Oh, they're coming up with more names. April's Engorged Bean.
Ew. Oh, yeah. Go. Do you want to French press it?
Do I want to? Well, now that, this is getting very tawdry. My goodness. Oh, yeah, we did. If you guys weren't listening to the evening show last night, the coffee thing is moving forward.
Right.
And we've got some, we've got some movement on the coffee front, which is very exciting. Turtle with $5 over on PayPal. Thank you, buddy. He says, happy birthday to Gordy and to April's Magic Bean.
Thank you.
There you go. 2:15 away from overtime. Split roast a blonde, says LM12. Now we're getting tawdry.
Oh, prolapsed bean. That's just mean.
Prolapsed bean. Beanageal mesh. Ugh, sorry. Wow. Did you hear the fun end when I tried to make a joke? Holy shit. Aye.
Glam radio.
It can be like your bean mesh can be the shit that it like filters over.
Ooh, boy. I feel hot on that one.
Do you feel sexy?
Oh.
Okay, what's next?
There you go. So we have a situation on ESPN where, and ESPN has been criticized a lot lately for being very politically active, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really stand up against a lot of the political activism, unless it's like Jameel Hill and she's like openly calling white people slave owners and shit. And they're like, look, we got to tone this bitch down. We got to get rid of her. She's losing her fucking mind on television. Like they'll let you do some dog whistles and shit, but you can't
quick.
Yeah, you can't overtly get into it. Well, I guess JJ Redick, who's he's a white guy. I remember JJ Redick from his days at Duke. He was a very good basketball player. He's an analyst now for ESPN. White kid. And they were talking about the MVP race, and Kendrick Perkins, another big basketball talking head on ESPN, said that, you know, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, and now that guy in Denver, Jokic, that those guys, they only win NBA MVPs because the sports writers and stuff, a lot of them are white, and they want to see a white guy win it. Now, I can't think of anything more disrespectful to Hall of Famers like Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. Both of those guys had multiple seasons where they were the best player in the NBA, especially Dirk. So for you to kind of like boil it down to race, it's real funny to watch people point the finger and yell racism. You know, it's a weird projection because a lot of the times it's there's the first person who's going to bring up race into a conversation. Now, do I think that sports writers are voting for white guys to be MVP because they want to see a white guy be MVP in the NBA? I got to be honest with you. Call me naive. I think that day is pretty much dead.
I do too.
I think sports writers like to suck the dick of really famous athletes.
Yes.
Is what they like to do.
Yes, they want to have a chance to talk to these people.
But look, we'll play the two clips. We'll see who you agree with and, you know, whose side you kind of fall on. So Kendrick Perkins tweeted about it. People shit on him for it. He deleted the tweet, but then he made a video kind of doubling down on the whole thing. And then we'll get JJ Redick's response, which happened live on Stephen A. Smith's show, I believe today. Let's take a look. This is Kendrick Perkins.
JJ, I need to know, is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? I need to know when it comes down to the criteria moving the goalposts for the MVPs, because I understand you in the analytics. I understand you're a historian of the game of basketball, but I went and did a little research myself. And since 1990, there's only been 3 MVPs that wasn't top 10 in scoring that won that award. Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, let me explain that one. That wasn't in the top 10 in scoring. He was probably in the top 15 in scoring and rebounding. He could do both, and Dirk Nowitzki could pass too. So it was probably an accumulation of all those statistics. But okay, Dirk Nowitzki.
Steve Nash and Jokic. Now what do they have in common?
Jokic damn near averages a triple-double every fucking night. That's what Jokic does. I don't know much, like, because again, I'm a Timberwolves fan and they haven't been good in forever, so I don't really follow that much.
Yep.
But when I'm at the gym and I'm getting changed in the locker room, they've got ESPN on. They're always talking basketball. And the one name aside from Giannis, I hear Jokic.
Okay.
That's all I hear. And it is numbers every time I watch. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. And I'm like, this motherfucker
He's doing it all.
is lighting the place up every single night, doing it single-handedly. And again, you're going to be the one who's going to play the race card here, but you're the only one talking about race. The sports writers are racist in their voting. I want to look at the year Dirk Nowitzki won MVP, and I want to look at his numbers that year. Because I bet you he averaged damn near 30 points, damn near 12 rebounds, and probably 5 or 6 assists.
I'll let it sit there and marinate. I'm just trying to see, you know what I'm saying, when I'm walking into the club, do I need my J's on or is it a dress code? Do I need to put another pair of, church shoes or some red bottoms? Or I need to know.
Wow, so again, he's doing the race thing. Should I be a good, well-dressed black man or can I wear street clothes in, Jade? Like, he's really pumping, like, the race. He's priming the race pump here.
Pretty aggressive, actually.
Is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? Like,
first of all, one Mike is way better than Uchiwali. Everybody knows that. Jesus Christ.
What's the criteria when moving the goalposts for certain players to win the MVP? I need to know. Because it seems like the goalposts move every single time when we want to push it out there, this particular player that we want to win the MVP. Because
I don't like this. Here's the cowardice of what Kendrick Perkins is doing, and I hate it. Say white.
Yep.
Say it. Come on, if you're going to say it, then have the balls to say it. I don't like it when people feign ballsiness but won't go all the way.
Right. Don't tiptoe around it.
You know who would go all the way? Charles Barkley.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, he's not built that way, and I don't think he feels that way.
But he speaks his mind when he wants to.
But if he did, he'd go, the press just wants a white boy to win it. He would just say that, because he came up in a time in the NBA where people just spoke plainly. They said, white boy, shit like that. The way, Larry Bird would talk shit to, Magic Johnson. Larry Bird would talk shit to, just about everybody. He was a very mean person. But he would go after everyone. Charles would go right back. I mean, it was just... That's the way they did it. I don't like this cloak and dagger shit like Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Jokic, interesting. What do they all have? Don't make us say the thing that you want to say. You want to make the accusation, then make the accusation. But don't act like you're being hard or you're saying something controversial when you don't even have the fucking balls to say it plainly.
Exactly.
To quote that murderer who represented himself in court, tell it like it is. If you gon' tell it.
I miss him.
I can't remember what his name was.
Oh, I can't either, but he had that funky hair.
Was he Daryl Brooks III? Or was that the guy who ran over the people?
Daryl Brooks.
I can't remember.
Isn't that the guy?
No, different guy.
Oh, really?
The guy with the crazy hair, with the spiky hair?
I know what he looks like.
Tell it like it is. If you gon' tell it.
Oh, that guy's the one who killed his girlfriend
his
in front of a
girlfriend
kid or
in
something.
front of a kid, yeah. Victor, if you have that drop, please email it to me. I would love to have it.
Oh, no. In 2006, when Kobe was averaging 31, when the Lakers were the 7th seed, and the roster that he had compared to Steve Nash, and Steve Nash won his second consecutive MVP in 2006, was he really supposed to win that?
I'm going to guess that his team was probably the 1 or 2 seed, and he was the reason. Why should a guy on the 7th seeded team win the MVP award? Your team didn't win anything. You snuck into the playoffs. That deserves an MVP. And Kobe was probably hucking up 50 shots a night.
Yeah.
So please, I'm sorry. Steve Nash, meanwhile, was dishing out 15 assists, 25 points, putting up monster numbers. And whether he was playing for Dallas or Phoenix at that time, his team was probably a top 3 seed contender.
Is this guy the only one complaining about this?
He brought this whole thing up, and then JJ Redick decided to we're going to watch that clip next.
Okay.
Was he really supposed to outdo Kobe that year? Yes. I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I'm trying to get an understanding. What's the criteria and why the goalposts move for certain players?
Just say white.
Is it Uchiwali? Or is it one Mike?
That's the 3rd time you've used that comparison.
Like that.
It sucked every time. And I'm a Nas fan. It fucking stinks. That is him trying to force a controversy. Not only that, it's Kendrick Perkins also trying to inject a controversy that he knows that ESPN will embrace.
Yep.
Like it's a controversial thing to say, but it's a controversial thing in the right direction because ESPN won't punish you for it.
Well, anything race related, especially if you're a, respected black man and bring it up, it's going to get adopted into conversation right away, I think.
Dick Sneezy says, it's fucking Street Dreams, asshole. Yeah, exactly. It's Family featuring Mobb Deep. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, man. That whole thing. Let's look here. What year did Dirk win MVP? 2007. NBA history MVP. Nash won it in 05 and 06.
Okay.
And Dirk won it in 07. So let's take a look. 05. Steve Nash, point guard, Phoenix Suns. They were probably one of the top teams in the league that year. 15 points a game, 11.5 assists per game, and he was the glue that held that Phoenix team together. The next year, 18.8 per game, 4.2 rebounds, 10.5 assists. He averaged a double-double every game. He was a point guard who was scoring. Dirk Nowitzki, 25 points a game, 8.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and a block shot. Those are great numbers. And that's in 2007. That's not when people were scoring 30, 35 points a game like they are now. So, yeah, and they were all on teams that were contenders, teams that were the top 3 seed at the time. I don't know what the fuck this guy is talking about. So, JJ Redick, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say JJ Redick snapped a little bit on ESPN because he kind of had enough of it. And ESPN personalities have been getting away with this for a long time. A lot of race baiting, a lot of saying shit without saying it. Here's JJ Redick's response.
It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality.
Ooh.
The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did.
I like that. I like that that Kendrick Perkins did this thing where he gets to go, what? I didn't say it. And JJ Redick just cut through the bullshit and he goes, no, you said it. Stop it.
He's
I like
saying that in front of two black men too.
Well, you know,
and I don't know what Steven here is about to say, but
in fairness, Stephen A. Smith always owns his shit. Like if Stephen A. Smith has an opinion that is like more, leans one way racially or the other, he'll just say it. That I wouldn't mind if Kendrick Perkins was going, look, I think the voters are fucking racist and they have a chance to vote for a white guy. They're going to vote for a white guy.
That'd be speaking honestly.
That would be honest. My problem with Kendrick Perkins, he's going, huh?
Staring up at the ceiling like, oh God, what is he saying?
Uchiwali or one mic. Uchiwali or one mic. And like our audience member said, it's street dreams.
Being dramatic.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick.
Yes, you did, Kendrick. Yes, you did. That's exactly what you did. And Mr. Reddick don't like getting fucked by nobody except for Mrs. Reddick.
Perfect. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated
One at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the facts. It's the facts.
God.
No, it's
You
not.
can always tell like the more he's being so defensive for like no good reason. Like you did do that.
You did. You absolutely implied it. And to say that you didn't is insulting the intelligence of everyone who heard what you said. And this is what happens when you don't have the balls to own what you said. You end up getting called out by a 6'1" point guard.
And he's going to sit there and start fuming and getting more and more agitated for not owning up to it.
Yeah. Here's his, I don't know if this is a response or this is what he said first.
Why didn't he never bring up this in particular subject? When it comes down
Why didn't he never? Why didn't
So
he
I
never?
wasn't the only one that heard that.
Why didn't he never bring it up, Mr. Professional Broadcaster?
to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. No.
Dirk Nowitzki.
What do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
See? And then JJ Redick called him out and said, we know what you implied. And then he goes, what? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
You said it all.
You cannot run from that. You absolutely said what he said you said. What he said you said that you said when you said the thing that you said.
And I'm glad that guy said something. What's his name? Reddick?
JJ Redick.
Something like that. I'm glad he said something because it is true. Like, people bring up race out of nowhere and inject it into topics it doesn't belong in.
Yeah.
And now everyone's just worked up about it. That shit doesn't help anything.
Look, man, I mean, if you're going to argue, first of all, every year they pick an MVP, you could pick 3 other guys at least who deserve it.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of really good players out there. But you could, if you don't want to pick Jokic, you could pick Giannis. You could pick somebody else, you know? Every year you could pick 4 or 5 different guys. Every guy who's won the MVP, regardless of race, since forever, you could make an argument for. Likewise, you can make an argument that somebody else should have won it.
Yeah, I feel like you can do that pretty much everywhere.
Oh, man. So, it was nice. It was nice to see ESPN one time have the role reversal where the guy who's implying racism actually gets called out instead of like patted on the back and wow, great job. Wow, that is so brave. That's amazing. So I don't know. I say good for JJ.
Yeah,
Redick.
I do hate coddling that type of a conversation and going along with it just because you're afraid, because it is a racial topic and stuff, because those type of talks do not help anyone.
I was hoping.
You're like a kid on summer vacation. You think it's never going to end. and you're thinking that you're going to be on vacation all the time. There's not going to be a first day of school coming this year. Corey, the first day of school is coming. Crowder is back.
Is hell coming with it?
Oh, what if he just remade the Tombstone bit to torture?
Don't even mention that fucking video. Stop it. I know what you're doing in your head. Don't you dare.
Don't you
dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Do you guys want to watch the Tombstone video after this?
No, they do not want to watch the Tombstone video.
So here's what I've seen so far. You and I have talked about this a lot, and a lot of other people have. We're not the only ones to notice this. Whenever Crowder goes away, he seems to find some new enemy. Big tech or big this or Biden or big that. And then he comes back and he's got a whole new war to wage. It's interesting. And the only way, Corey, that you can help him fight that war is by doing what?
Buying a coffee mug.
You buy a mug. If you buy a mug, you fight the libs. If you buy a mug, you fight big tech. If you buy a mug, you fight the Biden administration.
Who knew fighting all these people was so easy?
It's that beef culture. You got to keep feeding the machine. So he had to find a new beef this time. This was an odd one to select, but his beef this time was with somebody who tried to offer him $50 million.
What?
I can't make this one up. The Daily Wire comes forward. They said, Stephen, here's a term sheet. Which is supposed to be the kickoff of a negotiation. You play back at me, we play back at you. We decide if we can get something done. Daily Wire offers him 4 years, $50 million. But hey, if you get kicked off of YouTube, we got to knock something off because that hurts us in the wallet. If you get kicked off of this platform, we got to go take this much off. Instead of Crowder renegotiating and asking for better terms, Crowder makes a YouTube video talking about what a piece of shit Daily Wire is, holding the contract up, showing terms of it, saying, oh, I just care about the young kids coming up so much. I don't want to see this happen to them. And as one of the guys coming up in this business, Corey, I can say, aren't you really glad that Crowder fought for us to be able to say no to $50 million?
No.
You fucking asshole.
Every time this guy fucking hits the news, it's another reason to fucking hate him.
Right.
Like, okay, Crowder, I thought you were a grifter. What are we even doing here?
Well, here's the new grift, Corey. The new grift was stopbigcon.com. So Blaze, Daily Wire, they're all part of this big con. He said they're
is that like Big Pharma, but conservative?
Yes, big con, and they're
I fucking hate Crowder.
Yes, and he said they're just like big tech. They're all in bed with each other. He thinks that because the Blaze and Daily Wire have to use YouTube to get their message out and promote their services, that they're just like big tech. And so he used that to tell people, buy a mug so you can stop Big Con. The only way. He should have changed. At least we're honest panhandlers here. We tell you we do a comedy show and then we e-beg and ask for your money. Crowder
so
should
Chad gets beat up and Crowder can't catch one right hook to the jaw. That's right. What we're learning.
That's what we're learning today. So Crowder should just put loose change in that can while he's talking about stopping Big Con. So buy the mug and you can stop Big Con. You can stop these big conservatives. Well, now Crowder's been on the promotional path. He was on with Russell Brand yesterday. He was on that Patrick Bet David, PBD. I like that guy. I actually think he's pretty good. That's the guy that we watched Neil deGrasse Tyson blow up at.
Oh, yeah. That was great.
Yeah, I like that guy. He was on there, and he was announcing the big announcement was, Corey, that March 20th, so 2 weeks from Monday, this past Monday, Crowder is back. And, of course, you can count on two things, Corey, when Crowder comes back. A new grift, which is Stop Big Con. And, Corey, you can also count on a trailer.
Fuck. No, I don't.
Corey?
No.
Corey?
No.
I'll play Tombstone. Hey, I'll play Tombstone.
This is unconsensual.
I'll play Tombstone first.
Fine, I'm sorry.
All right. I'll play Braveheart.
God, no.
I'll play his DMX rap song that he did.
Isn't there a Biden speech or something?
I'll play the fucking I'll play the what's that song period? I'll play the Billy Joel song. I'll play it. All right, let's go ahead.
You wouldn't dare play the Billy Joel song. Now I know you're bluffing.
Oh, now look what you made me do.
You hate that song. There's no way you're playing it.
Now, if I don't do it,
you don't have enough hair on your chin. You're yellow.
I got your Crowder video down, but you don't have enough hair on your ass to throw me another. All right, you know what? Fuck it, guys. You know what? I want to apologize in advance to everyone else, but you all know who's responsible for this.
You brought up Crowder. This is all on you, you puss.
You all know who did this. Here. You know what, guys? This is all Corey Adams.
Last night. Hand, please.
I didn't want to do this, but I had. But Corey's forced my hand. I'm sorry.
I didn't force anything, chicken.
Hey, I know that good-looking guy anywhere. Oh, hey.
I gotta go start my car.
Oh, it was good. How about you? No, but it's the first show back after 4 weeks, and you know what we got to do? It's tradition.
Are you happy with how your show's turning out, sir?
You did this.
It's tradition, though.
You did this.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's a funny skit.
No, it's not.
What the people want. We've done it for 4 years. We have to do it, Dave.
You know, when people hate on you and say you're not funny, they're talking about your affinity for Crowder
contract.
sketches.
No Billy Joel. Well, there's a clause in your contract, if you read it, that says, yes, Billy Joel. A lot of Billy Joel.
Wait, how are you doing? How are you wearing that? Did you just change into that? What's happening to me?
See, they're going to do a Billy Joel.
Why is it so dark in
See, they've got sunglasses on, Corey. I bet you they're going to do a political Billy Joel parody.
I didn't antagonize you to explain. I didn't antagonize you to explain the trailer, asshole.
Otherwise, I have to be silent while we watch an unfunny Crowder video. Then I'm complicit.
You're already complicit. You're the one that put it on.
You made me do it. You told me I didn't have any balls. Now I got to let my nuts hang.
It's the goatee. You dyed your hair when you painted on a goatee. I have to say you have no balls.
Sorry, buddy, but here you go.
Because that's the power of the piano, man.
Oh, come on.
Look at it. What? Yeah.
No.
This isn't comedy to you?
This is happening.
No.
It's already happening.
I don't want
this. The train has
this.
left the station.
I don't want to do this.
It's left the station.
I don't want to.
See, Corey, they're going to do a We Didn't Start the Fire parody for Billy Joel, and Crowder's going to talk about the news in it. This is what you made me do.
Tombstone.
This is what you made me do.
No.
Hey, check this out. You watching me?
What can we
do this?
It's left the station.
Good, I like it.
I don't want to.
I love it.
No.
This might be my favorite song ever. Is he singing it right now?
On the edge, and Frank had white privilege. Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis, New York gun control. Biden family, dirty felons. Nancy has some bagel
Oh, fuck it,
melons.
that's subtitles.
Falling stocks,
God damn
outbreak
it.
of monkeypox.
Hey, they just found the cure for AIDS.
Shinzo Abe in Japan, touchy-feely Vince McMahon, Fauci COVID times 2, Trudeau penis hairdo, Paulie Walnuts R.I.P., there's no cuffs on AOC, oil to China, price of gas, Affleck marries giant ass. Now and getting louder.
Oh, they're getting louder.
We were on hiatus and the liberals hate
Oh, the liberals hate them.
now and getting louder. No, we didn't start, but the fight goes on.
Oh, the fight. See, it's the fight.
Arnold farts, very normal, stuffing hearts. J6 hearing, no one viewed. Netflix not renewed. Bojo, big disgrace. James Webb pics from outer space. Dr. Jill calls Pia food. Leah Thomas still a dude. Joseph Biden liver spots. Got COVID after 4 shots. Al Gore go to hell. Tried to cancel Dave Chappelle. You're a transphobe, Betty Midler. Pedo Peter, Kitty Diddler. Now he catches BA5. Pizza guy got almost right.
Crowder, 11 and 5.
You don't think this is good? You don't think this is strong? This is. You see the liberals hate him, Corey. There you go. Well, hey, that was louder with Crowder's last comeback video that you made me play.
The Tombstone video.
It's look.
Look at these lemmings in our chat. It's not that bad. I'm banning this guy.
No, don't ban. Look, it's okay.
He likes Crowder. He's got to go.
Look, everybody gets an opinion here. All right.
Bullshit.
They get an opinion as long as it's not being a douchebag.
Whenever you want to ban somebody, it's fine. But whenever I see somebody that likes Crowder, I'm the bad guy.
That's why it's wonderful to be in charge. It's an abuse of power. Look at me. I'm open.
You have enough hair on your nuts to play the Tombstone one.
No, I don't do this to me. I don't want to do this. No. Corey.
Yeah.
We're now going to watch Crowder's comeback video.
But not the Tombstone one?
For March 20th. I can only lose so many audience members out of spite.
Fair.
I can only lose so many people out of spite.
Well, I'm sure you'll gain them back by playing this new Crowder thing.
Well, this is Crowder's coming back. Now, let's see if he can go 1 minute and 38 seconds without grifting off of a cause. Now, the honest thing Crowder would say is, hey, you pay me $10 a month for the Mug Club, and I'll give you lots of entertainment. We'll do shows. I mean, that's not true, but we'll
you want to hear the most Rumble thing ever? We actually gained listeners off that last Crowder video.
Oh, God damn it. Fucking Rumble, come on.
YouTube dropped a little bit, but Rumble went up. I think that tells us all we need to know about Crowder.
Son of a bitch, Rumble.
Huge on Rumble.
No. Wake up. Wake the fuck up.
Is the law. Caca.
So Crowder's coming back. And he released a little trailer because Crowder's a gay theater kid from Canada. Let's see if he can go 1 minute and 38 seconds without making this about some greater cause that he's fighting against. Or if he's just
What's the over-under?
I'm going to say by 40 seconds we have he's fighting against something.
I'm going to go even quicker because it's a comeback video. Wait, okay, so hold on. Let me just time this out of my head. Hi, it's me, Crowder. Buy a mug. I'm a victim. So right around 20 to 30 seconds.
So you're going, okay, you got to pick an under time. You got to pick an over-under time. What's your time?
30. I'll go 30 seconds or under.
30 seconds. I'll go 40 seconds or under, and he's going to do it. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, it's music. Oh, no. No woman dreams about Steven Crowder. Right away, this is false advertising. Parody song about his show. I'll give him that.
This is on us.
Without any pride, my club is back just in time.
You know who I don't see though, Corey? This is telling. No Dave Landau. I think Landau's gone.
Are they on the rocks?
I think either Crowder decided, look, I don't have a billionaire backing me this time, so I can't bring these guys with me, or Landau said, enough of this horse shit. I'm a professional clown and I won't subject myself to this. I'm out of here. One of the two happened.
It's back in March. New chapter starts. We guarantee you 1,000 suspensions. The revolution of all that tasteless freedom.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wasn't he shitting on Daily Wire and all them because they're playing to big tech? He's going to be back on YouTube. Why not go Rumble exclusive? ROTC can make it just fine Rumble exclusive. Russell Brand, I believe, is Rumble exclusive. Maybe he's not. I could be wrong.
Less money.
Yeah. But Corey, it's not about the money. Corey, it's about fighting Big Con and big tech, I thought.
Yeah, keep sipping out of that mug, idiot.
Oh, okay. Somebody better send me a mug so I can just do that from time to time. So it's
you need
not
one other than the one you ordered?
Remember, the thing he bitched about with Daily Wire was it's not about money, it's about sending a message. He was the Joker in this whole thing. But we're coming back to big tech with open arms. We're coming back. We're promoting it on YouTube. Wow.
Everybody's against big tech till they need to pay rent.
Exactly. But you know what? At least Daily Wire isn't sitting there going, fuck big tech. I hope they burn and this and that. We're not using them. They fucking suck. They fucked us over. They go, now look, we need you. They have an adult view about it. They go, we need to get a message out to our audience. We got to promote ourselves. YouTube's part of that. You gotta play ball. Crowder will sit there and try to have it both ways. Fuck big tech. They suck. Oh, by the way, watch my show on YouTube.
Oh, now pre-order for March. The last dreams. Oh, I want to be in that seat. I want to touch the mic to stream again to your eyes.
Oh. Same mug club? Jesus Christ.
There you go. You know what?
I will the worst ever.
Corey, I will give you this. It's not as cringe as the other ones. It's just terrible and boring.
I don't think any of them are as bad as that Tombstone one, honestly. That one really bothers me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. I like it that way.
I don't know what you're talking about, referring to Crowder and some what is it? Some Tombstone video? I don't know.
Stop it. I can see you typing. Knock it off.
Never heard of it. Posterior retention. There you go, Corey. 999 says stop. And 999 again from posterior retention. He says, my cringe meter is off the charts. Sorry. D-Lash says Crowder did go Rumble exclusive. If he did, I'll eat my hat, but he's promoting it on YouTube. I mean, I'm seeing Crowder. I played that video right off of YouTube.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know if he went Rumble exclusive. I don't think that's accurate. Bo Archer says Crowder is really good at catering to boomers. Yeah,
he does a lot of like just straight up like posturing to the boomers.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. You're not getting an argument out of me. D Lash says I already watched Crowder and Russell Brand.
That's actually one of my good friends. He lives in Coon Rapids. Shout out to the D man. What up, dog? I'm surprised he's up this early.
Oh, welcome. Remember to hit subscribe and hit like. 8:45. Let's. How close are we to 300 likes, Corey? Where are we at? Hit the refresh button. Let me know where we're at.
Oh, 318.
Oh shit, we're over 3. All right. Well, march on over to what you call it then. 400. Let's get up to 400 today. Thank you guys.
We lost viewers the moment we stopped with the Crowder on Rumble. Not many, but it's just like it was a noticeable spike up and then it spiked down.
So we were well over 200 when we started Crowder and then went under 200 on Rumble.
It was about 25 people that came in for Crowder and left for Crowder.
Son of a bitch. Isn't
that fucking hilarious? I don't know. That cracks me up.
I just want to say this so everybody can hear it. Everybody stop talking right now. Attention. God is dead and we're all alone. I just wanted to break that news to you right now.
It seems like God is alive and well, and he's a Crowder fan on Rumble.
He really is. Thank you, Aaron. $5. I think that's Mr. Approachable. If not, I'm sorry. Aaron looks like Mexican Hitler, although this is for you to play Tombstone. No, I can't. Guys, my audience is going to kill me.
And look, there it is. Look at that.
If you guys promise me you will hit this.
Your face wrinkles are even more entertaining with the goatee.
If you guys promise me you will hit this fucking goal and we will do overtime today and we're going to be okay, then fine. We'll do Tombstone. I can't look. I'm like, you know what you did? You Marty McFly'd me. You called me chicken.
Yella. Nobody calls me Yella.
You called me Yella. You gutless Yella pot slinger. Crowder.
I mean, you're the one penciling in a Western goatee. It's kind of for it.
He's back.
I mean, you're a cowboy hat away from being killed in a saloon gunfight.
Hey, Corey. He's back, and hell's coming with him.
God damn it.
You did this.
At least I'm punishing myself by doing this too. Like, you gotta get some joy out of that.
This was another big tech thing, by the way.
It's like they are.
Is this the worst one that he did?
This is the worst one that he did because this was the biggest grift. This is where he said he was suing YouTube and the lawsuit went nowhere and he still kept taking people's money for it. This was the worst one to me because it was so dishonest. He knew that suing YouTube was nothing because you sign a terms of service, you have to adhere to it. He knew that this was going nowhere and he said, subscribe to Mug Club and help us out because we need money to fight this big tech and we can't do it without your help. I have no problem with e-begging. I've said this before. I have no problem with can rattling. It's what I do for a living. But at least I tell you, you're just getting a show out of it. Well, and if you're a VIP.
Jesus Christ, 7 more users on Rumble the moment Crowder
God damn it
comes up at the bottom. Also, somebody on Rumble said how much to play some Crowder music. $10. That'll be $10.
There you go. Shut up. Let's do this now. I'm getting through this.
Breaking the law. It's like they are. They're coming for all of us.
Stand with one another because they're going to pick us off one by one. Steven can't be abandoned. Steven can't.
Oh boy, that didn't age very well.
age well at all.
Oh boy. Glenn Beck, Steven cannot be abandoned. 1 year later, Steven, we got to abandon you. Sorry, buddy. We're getting Alex Stein at a far lower price, so we're gonna go ahead and make the switch.
It's also more agreeable and more of a corporate puppet.
Yeah, hey, but Corey, Glenn Beck can't abandon Steven.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now I actually like the Tombstone promo now. It's actually aging into something good.
Fight this by himself.
Rules should not appear to be evenly enforced.
Oh, boring chair.
All right, you two. You called down the thunder. Well, now you got it.
Meanwhile, YouTube's doing a Don Draper in the elevator. I don't think about you at all.
Yeah, who is this?
YouTube looks at Crowder and goes, didn't I demonetize you? What the fuck are you yelling at me for? I ain't got nothing to do with you.
I'm your Huckleberry ass clown.
But I gotta say,
it's funny.
To Steven and Chris.
There it is. That's the one. That's the one that I hate the most. I'm your Huckleberry ass clown.
Ass clown's a funny word, though, right?
Yeah.
That's why that's
also
good.
This just in. Crowder is exclusive to Rumble.
All right, fuck me in the mouth. I was wrong. That's fair enough.
Why is he advertising on YouTube though? That's so funny.
It's a little strange. All right, he's exclusive to Rumble. Fair enough. I'm sure he'll bring a lot of people over there.
That's from Yahoo Finance as of 49 minutes ago, so I think it was just announced.
All right, well, I tell you what, throw me in a gunny sack and beat me with sticks.
We all.
God, if only.
So, they're suing.
You tell them Crowder's coming and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That's so funny. We gotta fight Big Tech. Hell's coming with me. 1 year later, yeah, I'm gonna leave Big Tech. I'm gonna go to Rumble.
I'm going to Rumble and Big Tech's coming with me.
Big fighter. He should have done a Rocky parody where they're in the corner before the 15th round and they go, I gotta stop to fight. And Crowder goes, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm done.
You can't see nothing, kid. I gotta stop it. All right, well, if it makes sense, live to fight another day. Just run right out of the ring. Or no, make it Rocky 4 because he'll probably want to dress up in blackface. Have him be Apollo between rounds 1 and 2. And he goes, this guy's killing you, man. You're getting killed in there. I got to stop it. And he goes, yeah, you probably do. I understand.
You know his ego's going to make him be Drago, and then Drago actually wins.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean...
I will break him with my mug.
So much for that Big Tech fight, huh?
All right, check it out. You got one punch to throw. Who's it going at, Crowder or Tim Pool?
Oh, fuck. Crowder.
Tough, right?
Crowder. Because Tim Pool's kind of...
Crowder?
Tim Pool's
punch
kind of
Crowder
harmless.
over Tim Pool?
Yeah.
See, I think I'd probably punch Tim Pool because, if you get the really good snap on the hook, imagine his little stupid orange head on a fucking toothpick neck going wobbly to the side, and as he falls down, his little beanie hangs in the air comedically like a cartoon.
Hey, notice I didn't say there isn't an argument for both. Sounds like fun. Corey, the woes continue for one Bam Margera. Yeah, it's not going away.
Turns out giving a drug addict a bunch of money and not monitoring him doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, it doesn't work out. Well,
Shout out to Britney Spears.
Here's the problem. A lot of people have tried to help this fuck. That's the frustrating part about Bam Margera. It's kind of the same frustration about Britney Spears. People tried to step in and help them, and they fuck it all up. And they blow all their money, and they lose their mind. Bam has been in and out of rehab. He's been in and out of courtrooms. What's Jeff Tremaine and Johnny Knoxville turned their back on him. They said, you got to not get loaded for the Jackass movie. He got on the set of the Jackass.
They took him out of the Jackass movie, right?
Yeah, they said, look, you're getting fucked up, and you're not. He wouldn't let them drug test him, which was in his contract, so then they fired him because they didn't want their friend fucked up filming the movie. And also, Corey, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but fuck them. You're gonna drug test me for a Jackass movie? I guarantee you, those guys were all on fucking Adderall when they were you don't do that kind of stuff without doing bumps of painkillers. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe the first one, but I will say this. I bet you with a multi-million-dollar production and a studio in charge, I would guess that they don't want people doing those stunts and shit fucked up.
And I bet that those people just go into their trailer and still get fucked up while telling people they're not.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying if you're Bam Margera and you are a known drug addict, yeah, you're probably going to have to play by different rules than everybody else.
That's probably a hard conversation with the insurance company, right?
Right. The insurance company for the movie probably doesn't let that guy onto the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably their call.
Yeah. So, he wants to blame Tremaine and Knoxville and all these other guys. It's probably Spike Jonze who's like, look, man, they won't insure me if we put Bam on this set unless they have a fail-safe against him being fucked up. And then he says, no, I'm not going to drug test. And they're like, well, we can clearly see that you're inebriated, so get the fuck out of here. Then Steve-O tries to help him out. Steve-O has him on his show. And then Steve-O says, all right, I'm going to bring you on tour with me. Bring your kid with you. We're going to get you cleaned up because Steve-O is a living example of how being and staying clean is possible. He's done a great job with it. So he tried to help. He got fucked up first night on the tour around his kid. Steve-O said, I got to cut you loose. And then Steve-O said the words, I'm now just waiting for my friend to die. Now, recently, I think
that's how a lot of people felt about Bam, right?
Yeah, and I think they I think they are pretty right on about that. But then the wife goes and she announces that, well, I'm filing papers for legal separation so I can get his money, I can get the kid away from him, everything else. That's where he was the last time we found Bam. But shit changes day to day with him. Now, Bam's going to be back in court. The legal problems continue to mount for Bam Margera. I'll put this story up for you guys. The former Jackass star was arrested for domestic violence after a woman told police he kicked her. Now, here's where I'm willing to give Bam the benefit of the doubt.
Was she taking his stash, though?
Here's where I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. If they're both tweakers, if they're both drug addicts and they're doing drugs together, dumb shit happens. People say all kinds of crazy shit, do all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know if this was like he beat the shit out of some poor defenseless girl. I think this was probably two addicts getting in a junkie fight more than anything else. Yeah. He says the woman says that Bam Margera kicked her. Let's see what time they responded. San Diego County Sheriff's Department tells TMZ Bam was arrested last Thursday around 5:30 a.m. after deputies got a call to a home in California. Corey, do you think Bam was an early riser for his domestic abuse, or had he not been to sleep?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I'm sure he just likes to get up early in the morning, get his chores done, kick women in the teeth, shit like that. Definitely not still up from the night before. That'd be
stupid.
Wildly irresponsible for a man who's at risk of losing his family and career. We're told the alleged victim told deputies Bam kicked her, and he was arrested and booked into the Vista Detention Facility on a charge of corporal injury on a current or former spouse, cohabitant, dating partner, or fellow parent. Law enforcement says the alleged victim told police her husband kicked her, but the sources say that the victim is not Bam's estranged wife, Nikki Boyd, but rather his current girlfriend. So the fact that they're having this fight and the woman goes, oh, it's my husband, he kicked me, that tells me that this is a couple of junkies having it out.
Just reminds me of that cocaine drop from Johnny Depp. I wasn't asking for cocaine. I was asking for more, or I wasn't asking for more cocaine. I was asking for cocaine.
Yes. TMZ broke the story. Nikki Glass filed for legal separation from Bam last month. The SDCSD, the police department, says Bam posted $50,000 bail the next day after his arrest and was released from custody. No charges will be filed in the case from their office, as they only file charges when they believe they can prove them beyond a reasonable doubt. So what they're saying is, when our only other witness is another junkie and they had some kind of junkie fight, there's no way we can have a credible witness that we can put on the stand.
There's no credible witness in this conflict. What are you going to do?
Exactly. So it's basically... that kind of sucks, though, because think of how often that probably happens to regular people all over the country every day. Like, you have people who are in this terrible situation, and then there's fighting and violence going on, but because everybody's all fucked up, nobody can be counted on. So the police have no choice. They're like, well, we got to release you back into that situation. There you go. Just
It's just like, again, it just reminds me of that Britney Spears shit where everybody's like fighting for Britney Spears to get her money and all that shit back. And it's like, her parents saved her from dying, right?
Yeah.
Like if she had access to her entire account like 5 years ago, she'd be dead. And it's not like she's acting normal now.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think with the Britney Spears thing, I think the biggest mistake that was ever made was all these dipshit autists on the internet started going, let's make a fun hashtag free Britney when they had no idea what the hell was going on. Now they got their wish. There was enough social pressure that she got a lawyer and she got the conservatorship removed, and now she is falling apart. I mean, her family took her empire from $3 million to $60 million, and as a thank you, they got trashed every day by her after she got the conservatorship removed. They were treated like the most evil people in the world when, like you said, all they did was save her life.
And it's not... The thing that's sad is all those people, when she dies, they're going to blame the parents.
Yeah. They're going to say, it was because of the conservatorship and what her family put her through.
Really took it out of her. And then when she got the money, she kind of... They'll just bend it however they fucking want to fit the narrative. It's garbage.
Did they all get like the Men in Black neuralizer where they forgot that before the conservatorship, she was definitely on a first-class ticket to death?
I don't know. They just probably logged into Facebook and they told them which fucking banner to put on their profile. It's like, is today a free Britney or I stand with Ukraine day? Let me see.
What is it? Is it, are we finding Coney today or what's the other one? Are we standing, Je suis Charlie today? Is that what we're doing? I don't remember.
Vax.
Are we vaxxed? Are we double vaxxed? Are we for Britney? What's the cause du jour? Yeah, that's the evil of this is that like, social media movements can now like influence a courtroom. But the problem with those social media movements is like you just touched on, they fight and fight and fight and fight for you. And then and even if it's right or wrong, they just want the victory for their hashtag. And then once they get the victory, they go, all right, let's abandon this bitch and see what happens.
Right. And then again, when that goes awry, they're going to be acting like it was their parents' fault. It's the same thing with the Jackass guys. There's a lot of Bam fans out there who are bitching and moaning about him not being included. But if they had included him and he OD'd in the fucking trailer, that would have been Steve-O's fault.
Yuichi goes, is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? Oh, man, I got to show you the Kendrick Perkins, JJ Redick exchange. Kendrick Perkins alluded to that Jokic is only winning the NBA MVP because he's white and the people who vote are racist.
Oh, I did see that. I saw that video.
Yeah, and he started going, which one is it, JJ? Is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? It's like, what a dipshit. And then JJ Redick called him out. It was great. But as far as the Bam Margera thing goes, yeah, I'm with you. I see a lot of parallels to the Britney Spears thing where I put up a Bam video, dude, and they all do extremely well, but there's so many people in there going, you just don't understand Bam, and Bam had it really tough, and his friend died. His friend died a long time ago. A lot of us have lost friends before. It doesn't excuse you 10, 12, 13 years later blowing your family up, blowing your career up, hitting women, getting fucked up everywhere you go. That doesn't compute. I'm sorry. You're just making excuses for a guy because you thought he was so cool 20 years ago when he was riding a fire hose over a bullpen or something, or whatever the fuck they did. It's just nobody gives a shit about these people, but at least the rest of us admit we don't give a shit about them. There are a lot of people on the internet who go, we love him, he's great, but they, like you said, they do it for a hashtag, and then when the person dies because they thought they were fine, they blame everybody else.
Right, and that's exactly what it is. It's this weird psychopathy almost. I mean, it's people put themselves in this position, then they're like, oh, because what happens is like with Britney or with Bam, they're like, what if I had all this money and my parents were keeping it from me? Fuck them.
Right.
No bedtimes ever. And then the moment she gets the money and overdoses or he does, they're like, oh, look at what their parents did. There's no winning. And at the end of the day, you have people around Bam, you have people around Britney that love them and are looking out for them, but they're villainized to the point where they're just like, fuck it. You know what? Yeah. Fine, whatever. And then when they die, everybody's like, oh, there's nothing we could have done to prevent this. Like, I don't know. You could have probably not given them spending cash to go buy smack.
Right.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, I've told you this story before. So when I lived in Vegas, right? I was a security guard at the Las Vegas Country Club Estates. And one of the guys that lived there was Steve Adler, who was the drummer for Guns N' Roses, I think.
Yeah, Adler was Guns N' Roses.
And I remember that his mom was so it was a gated community, and you would call down and you would let people know what guests would come in, right?
Yeah.
Adler wasn't even allowed to have guests come in because every time he had guests come in, it was his heroin dealer.
Yeah.
And there's this big ordeal when I worked there where he got a percentage of his money, and everybody, because his mom had the same custodianship of money or whatever that his parents had.
Yeah.
And the day after I found out about it, I watched the guy walk out past the gate, go over to a CVS, and grab a manila envelope from back of the water machine. They have these like vending machines that give out water.
Yeah.
And then he put something back there, walked back, got to my booth, threw 100 on the counter and said, "You didn't see me here." And then I watched about, 15, 20 minutes later, the funniest looking caricature of what you think a pimp car would be. It was a fucking light blue, like baby blue Cadillac with tinted windows and like crazy ass rims. This dude gets out of the car, grabs an envelope that was behind the water machine, steps back in and drives off. And all I can think is just like, holy shit, I know what happened here.
Yeah, I think Artie Lang's kind of in a similar position now where
Artie Lang's another one.
Yeah, he stays in. He doesn't go out anymore now. He can't be around the scene. He can't do anything like that because it's just too much. He now knows, Artie now knows that it's either this or death. And he'd rather kind of hermetically seal himself off from the world than go. And he's got a good point. You can't go back to all those friends, even if they weren't doing heroin and even if they had their best intentions. You can't go back to those people in those places that remind you of that if you know that you can't say no. So
somebody in chat says I have to give back the 100 now. No, I do not. No, I do not.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I'm supposed to, but I'm not gonna.